just means that you're able to receive data, vibration, whatever it might be, through one of the empathic chakras. And you can bring it up or down depending on where it enters, what band of frequencies it comes into you in. You can bring it up or down and bring it to your throat chakra. It actually goes to the brain and the throat chakra, because your throat chakra needs to have some sense of a alignment with the brain for this. And then you just have words come to you. Those words can pop into your mind. They can be your voice, a different voice, a non-voice, or like a memory of something you've heard, or a part of a television show or whatever. But more often than not, when you're doing clairempathy and you've shifted the energy, you don't hear any words. You just have to open your mouth, and the energetics come through you in the form of words or tones or songs or whatever it is. And so you can do clairempathy from absolutely any of the empathic chakras. You can bring up, and this is how I like to communicate with animals and plants, etc. Actually, you can bring messages up through your 10th, bring them up through the body and into the throat chakra. And then whatever words you speak are, of course, going to be in English, or they're going to be some form typically understandable, but they're going to be the best way your brain can encapsulate the words of a plant or of a dog or what have you. You can do the same thing with clairvision. I've done that before too. But you can, it's very easy to communicate with people with words. It's easier than saying, I see this picture. Like if you can bring through a message, say from an animal or a tree, this is a very fluid way to do it. If you're having, say, a physical sensation for yourself or a friend or a client, that's obviously your first chakra. You can bring that up and put words to it. Same with your emotional center in the second chakra. Of the third chakra, which is going to be data or knowledge. That's very common. Very frequently, my third chakra is linked to my fifth, and I just sense something coming into my third chakra. I don't know what it is, but I've learned to trust. It's important. And I kind of breathe it up through the heart, and I just start talking, and whatever comes out is what comes out, and I'm listening too. So that's data oriented, but I like data. So I work with that third that way a lot. The fourth chakra, you're gonna tune into what's needed for love, for relationship, for healing. You can actually take a vision you're getting in your third eye and bring it down to the fifth chakra and turn that picture into words. Spiritual empathy is often very challenging and hard to explain to somebody because it's higher consciousness. So that's very effective, is to drag that information from the seventh chakra or the occiput area, which is right here next to the throat, and put that into some kind of verbalization as well. You can do that with eighth. You don't really need to. It's nice to do it with ninth, where it's easiest to do the ninth with kinesthetic, where you sense the symbols or the energy coming in, or you get images of the symbols that relate to a healing need or a calling or a purpose or whatever it is. But you can also give words to that as well. And a lot of shamanic commanders who move around forces, they do that. They can do that anywhere. They can do that with their mind. They can do it with their hands. They can do that with their feet. But they can also summon the energy to give a command that somebody's going to obey by, well, it's in a lot of kids programs: earth, wind, air, fire, Power Rangers. I mean, what they're doing is they're connecting to forces, and then when they do that earth, air, when they're doing all that stuff, what they're doing is saying, I am now in command. I have verbal command, but I have energetic command, even more than that, of what is going to be happening here. So it's a way to wield authority and yield to authority too, if you verbalize. In the Bible, sometimes the fifth chakra gift, they don't say the word chakra, is often called the word of knowledge. And so it's coming forth as, here's the truth. Here's what needs to be known. That's coming from a divine place. in the Vedas, the Vedic scripture, that's considered sacred. You know, it's been given and here it is. So anything that has that feeling of the sacred is often put to words or song or sound in, or storytelling or something in one way or another. So it's extraordinarily helpful if you're a high empath to be able to move the energy around you and bring it out either through the fifth chakra or the sixth chakra as well. Otherwise, it can just get gummed up and you don't know how to say it or prove it, or it just sort of gets stuck and you just have these sensations as well. Sue is asking, would channeling sign language be a form of clairaudience? I haven't known anybody who does that, but that's really neat. That is clairaudience. That would be clairaudience, because when we talk about writing, like when you're doing clairaudient writing, it's obviously coming through the heart chakra and extending down through the arms and the hands, which is what sign language is doing. So it is absolutely a form of channeling and clairaudience. And I think some people, like Reiki, could even be seen, because you do symbols with Reiki, could even be seen as a form of channeling too, of clairaudience.